Hi, my name is Marisa Krivachek. I'm the owner of Blue Peacock Pottery and the creator behind all of this pottery that you see here today. We are located in St. Lucas, Iowa. We're not too far from the Littlest Church and also the White House. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that restaurant here in town. I'm looking forward to explaining all of these different processes I have to you today, as well as greeting you virtually for the tour and I'm sure seeing you in future years to come. A fun fact for my business is I actually named my pottery business after the mascot at the college I attended, which was Upper Iowa University in Fayette, Iowa. As you can see right now, I love the color blue in all of my pottery, but I do have a lot of other colors that I'll have available for the show. I use a lot of reds, purples, I throw yellow in every once in a while. But just like a peacock, I use a lot of different colors. Here we are with some of the pieces that I'll have available at the art tour this year. Some different things about my clay that I can show you guys here today is the reason that some of them are different. They can use all the same glaze, like these three white pieces we have here. This glaze is the same as the other ones, but it's on a white clay body. This is the same glaze on a speckled clay body. As you can see, some of the brown little specks coming through the clay. And on this vase here, we have the same white glaze, but it's on a darker clay, which is why all three of them look different. Another thing you'll notice here with all of these different pieces is they all have a different use. A lot of them are functional, some of them are more decorative. As you can see here, we have an egg tray for some pretty farm eggs in your house. We have bowls, butter dishes, we have little jewelry and trinket trays here. And as you can also see, they're all different colors, which is one of my specialties. I love making all different pieces in different sizes for different functionality and also different glazes. One fun item I make is these cute jewelry earrings. They're so dainty and a lot of people like them. They have fun different colors and different shapes too, you can see. I use a press-in stamp to create the different shapes and then cut them out and add the little ear loops to them. Some other fun pieces that I enjoy making the most are some of my cute little piggy banks. This one happens to be an elephant. You can see the long nose and the fun ears. A lot of kids like that one. Another fun piece that I love making are my doily platters. I use stamps, anything from ribbon to doilies to other stamps, different pieces that people bring in that want to be made into the clay to have displayed in their home. This one you can see has some ribbon texture in it and has a fun earthy color to it. But I love color in different pieces that I do, and I think that's one of the unique parts of my pottery. So this is a blue bowl that would go very well in many kitchens. One of the best selling colors I have is blue. Here we are at the kiln. I'm unloading one of my glaze firings that just got finished. And as you can see here, many of the items that are in here are different colors. We have white, some blues and greens. We have big pieces and little pieces. We really have something for everybody's taste or budget. Here we are. I'm going to show you the process of making one of my doily trays. You can see all of the process steps on the Northeast Iowa website. But here we are with a doily. A lot of people enjoy these because they can use their own doily that was passed down to them and their family, and then they can have it displayed in their own home. This doily was the one that I made on this particular platter. One of the reasons I like this doily is because it resembles a peacock feather all throughout the design. The platter is made, I throw the clay out onto this board. It's then rolled out the rest of the way, any of the inconsistencies in the clay, so that it is all one measurement for the entire piece. And then it is laid into this slump mold, and it's allowed to dry. Then the doily is taken out of the clay and it continues to dry the rest of the way before it goes into the first round of the kiln. As you can see on this piece, it's partially dried, but it really shows all of the texture and the pattern from the doily that came through after we pulled the doily piece off of this clay, which will then transfer into the kiln, and the pattern will be even more prevalent after it comes out of the first round in the kiln. These pieces have underwent the first round in the bisque kiln. It's fired to 1888 degrees. This clay is different than the clay that we just showed you with the wet clay in the mold, but it's the same design. This design is a little bit different than my larger platters we were talking about previously. It has a short ribbon design instead of the full doily design. Another one of my fun pieces that I like to make is a small butter dish, or a trinket tray I like to call them. These have a fun bike design in them. After this round, after they're done in the bisque kiln, I clean them up a little bit, make sure the edges are nice and not sharp, and then they will get glazed, and then they'll be put back in for the second round in the kiln for the glaze firing, which is fired to almost 2400 degrees. These pieces here have all underwent the second round in the kiln for the glaze firing and have come out now. Something fun to show you guys is the different kinds of molds that I use. For any of the hand-built pieces, I use some of my own molds that I have made from other pieces throughout the years. So these two pieces would be made in a slump mold, and these pieces on this side would be made in a hump mold, which is just the inverse of a slump. Instead of being pressed into the mold, they are draped over the mold to finish drying. All of these slump and hump molds come in different shapes and sizes, and it goes from the big trays that we have talked about previously, as well as these small soap dishes that would be perfect for really anywhere in your home. Something that I love to do, and I'm excited to show you guys in person in future years, is all the different kinds of hand-built pottery that I make here.